Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Scorpio in July 2020. Hello, Scorpio. How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. All right, friends, welcome to July. I'm recording this on July 4th, so happy 4th of July to my fellow Americans, my co-citizens of this wonderful, wonderful nation. Hopefully, if you guys are out and celebrating, you're having a good time. Be safe, be happy, be healthy as you do so. And that's also applying to everybody, regardless of where you are in the world, regardless of whether it's your any national holiday where you live. Please be happy, please be safe, please be secure in everything that you're doing. Pandemic is still going strong, you know. What is it, five months after first cases were reported? So whatever you're doing, Scorpio, please take precautions, treat yourself and others with the utmost kindness, and err on the side of positivity and optimism in everything that you do, okay? All right, any other general announcements here? Yes, I will be going live on the channel next week for Cancer's birthday season, so if you have a reason to want to snoop in on a Cancer, you are welcome to join and sit back and, you know, just have general conversation with other people in the chat. But again, it is for Cancer's birthday season, so I will specifically be doing tarot readings for them. But if you want to pop by and say hello and hang out, that's totally cool. Everybody is welcome to observe, okay? All right, let's get into it. I want to see the outcome in July for Scorpio, please. Scorpio's outcome in July 2020. Please show me. Just had a very, strong smell of cigarettes. And I haven't lived with someone who smoked in years. And our neighbors don't smoke. So that's interesting. Where's that coming from? Anyway. There it goes. Outcome for Scorpio. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Yoink. All right, and let's put this over here. Oh man, what a tight little spread you've got here. Let's flip everything that came face down so we can see the entire picture. Okay. And that was face down as well. Okay. And how's that look? Oh man, it's so tight. Jeez. But we're going to make it work. All right, let's get into it. Please show me where Scorpio is in July 2020. Please show me Scorpio in July 2020. Please show me. Come on, that's like 3 different positions. One more time. Please show me Scorpio clearly. Where's Scorpio in July 2020? Please show me. Okay. Yeah? Okay. I think it's mostly here, but there's a few other positions where we could have started, it felt like, but it's mostly here in your twofer. So Scorpio coming in, you come in with the energy of the 6 of Swords and the 3 of Wands. So I mean, Scorpio, I feel like this story or this energy has been permeating in your general collective energies for months. Maybe, oh come on, it's still light out. It's 4th of July and that was a firework, so anyway. And it happened earlier there were some going on around 2 o'clock and I was doing Leo's reading. That was so strange. Anyway, I feel like for a while now I've been delivering messages to Scorpio that has spoken about wanting to change, wanting things to progress, wanting to be out of a situation, to be away from any type of drama and confusion and kerfuffles and whatnot, and being more self-made, being more self-possessed, being more in the driver's seat of your life, or just being on a totally different trajectory, being on a totally different journey than what you've been on. And that's kind of what's here with these 2 cards. 6 of Swords, you see this figure in a boat rowing away from choppy waters towards calmer waters, right? That's the general vibe that we get when we talk about Six of Swords in tarot. So disturbances, things that are disagreeable with you, or persons or conversations and interminglings that are disagreeable. It's kind of like, nah, I don't want to be a part of that. I'm out. And then the partnership with the Three of Wands would be being partnered with, and when I say partner with, the two cards coming out side by side, being partnered with the Three of Wands would be like saying moving towards a certain goal, or a short-term goal, or some different approach, or something new and exciting. You know, when we talk about the Three of Wands, there's this expectation of greatness, or there's this expectation of newness, or something coming in that needs us to step up to the plate, and we're ready to step up to the plate. Now, the artwork, however, see, they got me. Look at the artwork. The Six of Swords is going away from the Three of Wands in the artwork. Like, if this person was literally paddling or rowing that boat, they'd be moving away from the Three of Wands. So some of you, as has been the vibe that I'm recalling, at least for the majority of 2020, if not the majority of 2019, you want the thing, but you don't do the thing. You want the thing, but you don't move towards the thing. And you know, that is Scorpio's way. You know, I've known several of you throughout my life, and I adore every one of the Scorpios I've ever met. I can't recall a Scorpio that I've met and I've been like, ugh, I don't like that person. I've absolutely enjoyed my knowing of Scorpio, but it has been frustrating watching you say this is what you want, but then you don't do anything to go after it, or you do very minimal to go after it, or could be the way you do it in a sneaky way. Thank you. And that's not shade. Okay. That's literally kind of also what happens with the Six of Swords, is that it happens unexpectedly, or it happens once a situation has gotten unbearable, or it's gotten to this breaking point, and then there's this very proactive action taken to go the opposite direction, to escape, right? Another word that sometimes is used with the Six of Swords is escape. Okay. So I don't know which Scorpio you are. Are you the one that's actually going to do the thing, or are you the one that dreams about doing the thing, fantasizes about doing the thing, and just kind of continues to go through the motions? I don't know. So that could have been a synchronicity. Not only was it, I'm easily disturbed by certain noises. But that could have been a synchronicity, because they told me to tell you that. The fact that boom happened at that moment, I'm assuming you could hear that. But anyway, so what else is happening for Scorpio? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lots of... If this is starting, I might have to pause this and come back. Yep. I think I'm going to have to pause this and come back. Oh. Is that it for the moment? Can we speed? Can we progress? Let's find out. All right. So what else is happening for Scorpio? Yeah, man. Okay. Some of you might be doing it. Some of you might be doing it. Ooh, that's exciting. Because again, the artwork of these two cards side by side is that this guy in the boat is rowing away from these Three of Wands. This progress, or this beginning stages of progress, this planning point, let's say a planning point, right? But if he's moving this way to the left, he would be moving here towards the Two of Wands, a decision-making point. So maybe, and I mean, that would be cart before the horse, right? If this person was moving towards the Three of Wands before they went to the Two of Wands, that's like skipping a step, right? So that's cart before the horse. So in some of your cases, maybe you're doing the thing. Who knows? Let's find out. Two of Wands, decision point, okay? Normally when I see this card in this deck, I do mention it's kind of interesting that this character is wielding these two 6-shooters, or these two revolvers or whatever, and they're crossing their arms in front of their chest, similar to the traditional depiction of the Two of Swords in the Rider-Waite deck. So there is apprehension. There's this mask over this face, this bandito type character. There is some sense of apprehension, or illusion, or, hiding, hiding the identity, not fully coming into a situation or bearing your true self in the situation. Okay. So Scorpio, that's kind of your bag. You're not a person. You're not an archetype or a zodiac sign known for your forthrightness. You always keep something hidden away. It's just your way. It's just your bag. It's just what you do. So that kind of plays to your archetype, but more to the story, I think I've said this in your previous readings. You are doing something that other people are unaware of. You're keeping it top secret. You're keeping it under your big old sombrero. You're not letting other people know the moves that you're making. And that makes sense, right? I mean, if this was about being strategic, and you very well could, I don't know what your situation is specifically, but you very well could need discretion, need things to be kept under lock and key. There might be legal implications. There could be NDAs on the table, and you have signed an NDA, but you're still making moves because once that NDA, the term of that NDA is up, or the terms of the contract is up, you're ready to bust out the gate and do what you need to do to take care of yourself, right? So in the meantime, shh is the name of the game. I get it. But as a reader, it's frustrating to continue to read the same storyline over and over again for particular signs. You're not the only one. Gemini has been in a groove. Sagittarius, like I think it was in 2018. I think the majority of 2018 for Sagittarius was the same story over and over and over again. So it's not you. Don't take it personally, okay? Other signs have had this too. Leo has also had it, especially in 2019. Leo was just, ugh. Anyway. So for you, Scorpio, I think some of you are putting the final pieces together. And it's interesting I'm saying final pieces because this is a 2, and 2s are the beginning. It's the thing that follows the ace, right? But I think some of you are like putting the final touches on the moves you're trying to make. Because again, I've been telling this story for a while. Others of you, you're just beginning. Everybody is coming to this energy, coming to this sort of... this pit stop on the road or pit stop on the highway of General Scorpio Collective at different times. If you started your road trip at 5 a.m. and somebody else started their road trip at 12 p.m., you're not going to arrive at the same pit stop at the same time, right? It's not feasible. So 2 of Wands, making decisions, making plans, and it's so red and fiery. I apologize for the fireworks. There's nothing I can do. It's like several blocks over, but here we are. And it's still light outside, so it's kind of like, ugh, why are they even setting them off at this time? It's not even dark out, but whatever. There's a lot of passion here. This fiery red shirt, the sombrero, the flowers, and the sky behind this figure. There's a lot of passion that you're working with. There's a lot of passion that's motivating you. There's a lot of interest or dare I say, lust. And lust doesn't have to equal sex or something sexual. Lust as in, carnal desire or animalistic desire is kind of what this feels like. Like, in some of your cases, it's like, did I mention that to you guys before? It's like something takes over your body. I may have said that at a previous reading for you guys. I don't remember. I could have. I don't know if I did. But it's like something takes you over, or some part of you takes over and makes certain decisions or sets up certain things so that when the time comes, you can act. Maybe some of you are a little squeamish or tentative to set something up or, begin to put these chess pieces in play. But there's another part of you, dare I say, the savage part of you, that's just like, nah, this is what we got to do. This is the move we have to make so that we can set ourselves up to implement the checkmate in this situation with another person, what have you. Now, what else is going on for Scorpio? Please show me. So this is, what did I just say? This is like a mastermind. This is like a masterminding of a situation. 7 of Pentacles. This may have come out for you before in another reading. That's interesting. First of all, the fact that I can remember anything that I did, 2 weeks ago is a miracle. So with as many readings as I do and, regular things that I do in my regular life, it's just like, geez, how am I supposed to remember everything I've said? I don't. But I feel like, again, this energy, this idea of evaluation with the Seven of Pentacles here, evaluating, keeping score, keeping track. Some of you keeping track of your finances. Finances could be a big part of why you are making whatever moves you're making, why you're planning whatever you're planning. Or it could be the focal point of what you're planning, You could be, damn, they're like recalling me so much. I feel like that was like in 2019, if not early 2020, when I said Scorpio in a reading. They're telling me, I have said in a reading for Scorpio that Scorpios were squirreling away money, like not in an illegal way. I don't think it's illegal. I don't think you're doing anything illegal, but you're taking money and you're putting some away. Every time you get an influx of money, you secretly stash some away for a rainy day or for this big mastermind plan that you have. I don't know. And that's smart, investing, saving, building up a portfolio, a financial portfolio, whatever you're doing, it's smart, but it's secret. You haven't told anybody that you're doing this. Not even your best friend, not even your closest relative, not even someone that you trust beyond or as far as any Scorpio can trust another person. I don't know. But it's going on. And because it's still in this evaluation period, it's still, you're sliding these little skulls on this abacus, you're sliding them back and forth. Geez, can I pick it up? The total or the dollar amount that you're going towards. Maybe you have a dollar amount that you're going towards. Maybe you're like, once there's 10 G's in my savings account, once I see that, X amount of money is over here, I'm going to be ready to act. But, something pops up, maybe you got to dip into that account, maybe you've got to take somebody out of it, even though you've saved and squirreled away for several months. So there have been alterations and concessions you've had to make with your plans, even if it has nothing to do with money. Whatever you've been planning, however you've been trying to get things going for yourself or going in a particular arena of your life, you've had to alter the plan here and there. Again, could be because you're under some type of contractual agreement. Could be because you're under a gag order or some type of NDA and you can't speak to a certain situation, but you're taking notes. Maybe some of you are working on a manuscript, right? An expose or something like that. And the moment you're free contractually from what prevents you from speaking, you're going to speak. Interesting. And that oh my gosh. It's a whole lot of stuff. Is basically it. And, that's kind of how Scorpio rolls. If your life isn't full of drama, are you really alive? I'm pretty much joking when I say that because I don't know many people who absolutely want drama in their lives, but I know that Scorpios have a tendency to get involved in drama and, fare pretty well. You might be griping and bitching about it as you go through it, but ultimately you tend to come out the other side pretty much unscathed or pretty much in an okay position, even though it was hell for you to go through it. Trial by fire is sort of one of the ideas of what a Scorpio is all about, or the archetype of the phoenix, the mythical creature, the phoenix, right? A phoenix burns to death, and from those ashes is reborn anew, right? And I've said that a few times to you guys throughout the years, right? But anyway, let's get more of what's happening. So ideas are churning, you might be making moves, and that's the thing, you might make a move and then something happens. It's sort of like, I don't know much about a scorpion, like the creature the scorpion, but I feel like because it is a creature of prey, or a creature that could, because don't like hawks or like falcons or, other animals like snakes, huge animals that can come across and like totally snatch a scorpion up, like in a second, just totally take a Scorpio out. So a Scorpio has to sort of creepily move along. It has to plot its course. It can't just like run out into the sand or run out onto the field or whatever willy-nilly. It has to be really, really calculated. It has a stinger. It's got its claws. It has plenty of defenses. But still, from an attack from above, from a bird, what can a scorpion do? Not much. If a snake is pouncing at the right angle, what can a Scorpion do? Not much. So there is vulnerability here. So you are careful not to expose yourself because you know you're vulnerable if you do it too soon. If you move too soon out of your little crypt, out of your little, underground hidey hole. I think that's where scorpions dwell, right? Don't they dwell underground? If you come out too soon, you are liable to get snatched up. So that's what this is about. If you move too soon, you're going to lose all your progress. You're going to lose all of your planning will have been for nothing. Okay? What else happens for Scorpio? Please show me. Yeah. So along the way, there might be murmurings. There might be murmurings of what you're doing, and that's hellfire for you. And you go on the defense again, on the defensive again. They're telling me again on the defensive. Because someone catches wind or someone is suspicious and someone is accusatory, and here you are having to deal with that nonsense, having to deal with that blowback, having to deal with these accusations and these criticisms, or in some of your cases, people trying to control you. That's for like a few of you, people trying to control you. Who's trying to control the Scorpio? That's stupid. Don't do that. That's senseless. Don't do that. You're not going to succeed. Oh my God. Anyway, notice how laughable that was. So a lot of you are just like, you damn right. Don't try to control me. But, part of Scorpio's game is to allow a person to think that they can control you. Oh, you're trying to control me? I'll allow it. I'll allow you to think you can control me. I'll allow you to think that you have some type of influence over here. It's going to annoy the shit out of me. I'm going to really, really hate having to witness you try to do this to me. But ultimately, because of all this planning and secrecy, and like I just told you, a scorpion in real life is not going to jet out of its den in the broad daylight knowing that huge birds circle above waiting to snatch it up. A scorpion is a smart creature. A Scorpio is a smart person, right? Archetypally in astrology, some of you are really some of you naturally would be not so smart. Okay, so it's just a generality. Okay, I'm not saying every Scorpio you have ever met has been a genius. Not possible, statistically speaking. But anyway, so this Five of Swords is disagreements, arguments, chaos, challenges, conflicts amongst people around you, friends, family, lovers, strangers, whatever. And as you see, there's two people in this card. So, and unlike the other depictions of the Five of Swords, which shows one person holding all the swords and two people walk off in the distance, and it's like a smug, shallow victory. That is not what is happening here. I just don't sense there's a smug victory. Or, relative to what I just said, the victory, quote unquote, victory that someone could be perceiving is because you've allowed it. So again, someone out here in this Scorpio energy is allowing another person to think they've got the upper hand, is allowing the other person to think that they're in control, is allowing the other person to think that Scorpio is going along with their plan, when lo and behold, the entire time Scorpio has been planning and keeping notes and keeping tabs and writing their memoir, or putting money aside so that they can have their jump off when they need it, blah 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 blah. And in the meantime, and there's one Scorpio in particular that I've known in my life, and, God rest her, but she was very good at this. Playing like she don't know. Playing like she's the victim. Oh, I had no idea. Oh, I never thought of that. Oh, you're trying to mean, oh. Like playing this, like Babe in the Woods routine. God, she was amazing at it. Anyway. And that's kind of what some of you are doing. You're kind of being like, oh, I had no idea that it was not cool for me to write an entire memoir documenting my life with you. I had no idea that was going to upset you. You did know. But in the meantime, on the surface, it's like oh no, whatever will I do? You're being so aggressive towards me. You're being so critical of me. Oh man, you're hurting my feelings. At some point, Scorpio's like, I allowed you to hurt my feelings, or I gave you like a handful of my feelings and you went and crushed it. and that showed me that I wasn't meant to give you any more of my feelings. So I just kept giving you these like little handfuls, or I kept giving you the same, it's just like when you, I'm sure plenty of readers have said this before. When you try to play a Scorpio, you end up playing yourself, is kind of what this feels like. Someone has tried to get over on you, and in the meantime, they are playing themselves. And this isn't necessarily a cakewalk for all of you Scorpios, whatever you're going through, because what I'm sensing is something is coming to a considerable head. Something is coming to a considerable boiling point for you. And, I again, this energy has come around for you so many times over the past several months, if not upwards of a year. And today, as I do your reading, Scorpio, it feels more concrete. It feels more solidified. You feel more confident. You feel more guided to do these ultimate acts, or these very finalistic acts, or take these finalistic steps towards something. I really don't feel too much of a turnaround energy. I have before. I have felt your desire be so huge and overwhelming, but I didn't feel the follow through coming after. I feel the follow through is building. I feel the follow through is almost ready. It's like waiting for bread to rise or something like that. It's waiting for something to ferment. Putting wine in a barrel 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and then coming down to the wine cellar, going into the barrel, and finally sampling those grapes that were smashed so long ago. Does that make sense? Like, this is what this feels like. A maturing energy, or a ripening energy that will see you, hopefully, get what you want. In the meantime, play a little, oh, woe is me, I don't know what I'm doing, this is this and that is that, letting someone take the lead, letting someone, talk your ear off or shout you out. And Scorpio, I feel in some of your cases, this Five of Swords is very critical. It's someone like pointing their finger at you. Now, Scorpio, you should be doing this and that, like very parental, or very much listen to what I tell you to do. I'm the boss. Some of you could be a boss. NDAs and all kinds of gag orders, or all kinds of limitations on what you can and cannot say. That could be what's going on here. You could be a personal assistant to a celebrity or something like that. Who knows? And this whole time, you're the one who's like leaking shit to TMZ or something. I don't know. Pocketing like a cool 10 G's because you're dropping certain tidbits about the person you work for. Again, I don't know if that's legal, or I don't know if that's above board, but, Scorpio... You wouldn't be the only sign to do something like that, but you certainly could do that. Anyway, what's my point? Right, so this Five of Swords feels very like someone points a finger at you and is telling you what to do, telling you how to feel, telling you how to behave, and you're just going, sure, okay, no problem. And you go along with the plan. Even though inside you're just like, soon you'll realize your mistake. Soon you'll realize what you've done. It's like really diabolical, if I'm honest. And I'm not trying to call you diabolical. I'm not trying to call you evil or anything like that. But it's really calculated. Like, again, the Scorpio that I knew best in my life, God rest her, she was always doing that shit. On the phone, oh, I'm so sorry, oh yeah, that's so terrible. Hangs up the phone, that stupid bitch. I'm like, whoa, what was that? I sat and I listened to you. I was overhearing your conversation for 10 minutes and you sounded so sincere, you sounded so sorry, so sympathetic, and then as soon as you hang up, stupid bitch. What? Listen, not all of you are like that, but that was one of the greats. In my opinion, of course, very subjective. Now, what else is going on for you guys? Yes, so you're doing this thing. You're doing this thing. What are you doing? Nine of Wands, harvesting. In this particular deck, this Nine of Wands is about harvesting. Now, the tricky thing about the Nine of Wands for me in tarot is that it can go both ways. It can be right on time. It can be, sticking through thick and thin, or sticking the fight out and being really noble and being dedicated to your task, being dedicated to your harvest, and really doing the damn thing, right? Or it could be overplaying that. It could be staying on too long. It could be waiting until harvest time is past, and then you end up, getting not the best crops. And actually, a lot of the flowers are wilted, and then of course that tree in the back is dying or going dormant rather, right? So there is a tendency for some of you to be hanging on a little hanging on to the situation at hand or playing your role a little too long. Okay. You, as I've kind of was saying earlier about this energy or this storyline that just keeps coming up in several of your readings, not all of them, but several, where you're wanting this thing, you desire this change or this progress, this movement in your life, this whatever, and you never act. And you let the moment of acting go by. I think, again, they're telling me at some point, I was talking in a Scorpio reading. What is this? The passage of time and a doorway. A revolving door kind of thing I think I was talking about. I think it was in the context of probably the Wheel of Fortune, I would assume, since they keep showing me things that turn. So, in a revolving door, right? Think of a revolving door. To get to the other side, you have to walk through the opening at the right time. If you try and walk through and the glass partition is in front of you, you're going to smack right into that glass partition and you're not going to be able to get to the other side. So the timing of the thing has to be right. And I feel for you, Scorpio, some of you may have seen your timing go past. You may have let it sit too long, right? Because that's the other thing with bread rising. I haven't cooked bread since like junior high. When home ec was still a thing, right? And so I feel like what I learned in that class and the little bit that I do know, if you don't work with the dough at the right time, it'll flatten again, right? The yeast will dull or whatever happens. I don't really remember, but you have to utilize your ingredients and you have to act at the right time. So this Nine of Wands could be indicating that some of you have let it go on too long and you're overplaying the hand, or you're playing into this role of, I don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, you're the boss of me. You're the boss, Tony Danza. No big deal. And everybody knows Angela was the boss on that show. Anyway, and that's what this feels like. Some of you may have let it go on too long, and this is something in here is the catalyst, or at some point you're due to find the catalyst, or you got to go back and remember what the catalyst was if you slept on it, to be honest. Nine of Wands also is the beginning of a wrapping up. It's like last call at a bar, ring the bell, ding, 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 last call. Okay. So if you got to get your drinks order in, you better do it now because the bartender's about to shut everything down. It's the beginning of the end of something. So I feel there's a beginning of the end here for you. I don't know what this is really pertaining to. For some of you, this is a very personal development. For some of you, this is a development in some type of relationship, some type of connection with a friend, a family member, a lover, somebody, again, that you work for. Who knows? For others of you, this is about your financial independence. Because, again, I'm still seeing somebody like quietly, put money that is supposed to be here and moving it over here. And it's just a small, I don't think it's stealing. If you're stealing, you probably shouldn't be. And if you're stealing, I don't know why you would be watching a tarot reading, but whatever. But I do feel like there's common cash, common resources that Scorpio is taking a little bit of extra for themselves because there is this plan to go solo. So this could be family, this could be business, this could be some type of domestic partnership. And I don't know, there's something about you doing that slyly, sneakily, and that's the only way you know how, or that's the way you felt most comfortable to do this. Or someone's doing this to you, by the way. This is a general. This can go the other way. So this could be happening to you, Scorpio. Be careful. Take everything I say with a grain of salt and always reinterpret. Always use your own powers of discernment with all the messages I put on my channel, okay? Final card in your main spread is the Two of Cups. Now this guy is a little bit of a curveball because I don't know how the hell this factors in, because this whole time I felt solo. Maybe you're, being attacked alongside a friend or a partner or whatever. You might have someone who is also being criticized, is also being, sort of accosted with that Five of Swords. But mostly I was resonating with you being the one who was being pointed fingers at and told what to do and told how to behave and told, being criticized. Here, for the first time, truly, I feel as though there's someone else of importance here for you, someone that you care about, friend, family, brother, sister, mother, child, I don't care what this is, but someone that you care about. Could be someone that you're protecting, because alongside of it, across the top and to the side, we've got the cards, we've got wands, right? Wands are fiercely defensive or strong. Yeah, it's like, well, Nine of Wands is a defensive card, period, because in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, you'll see a gentleman standing by a wall of wands. His head is in a head wrap, or his head is wounded and he's leaning on a wands because he's been so tired from defending. He's so tired of being a warrior. What that card is sometimes called is the wounded warrior, right? So there's this need to protect either a couple of people or a dynamic between you and someone else. Could be protecting a dynamic from outside criticism, from people saying, Scorpio, that person's no good for you. I hate that you're with this person. And you're just like, oh yeah, they're really, you make a valid point. I don't know how to pick them. Yep. You're just agreeing to agree to shut the person up, or, allow them to think that they have some type of influence. But the whole time you're still very much interested, or still very much fixated and focused on maintaining this relationship, even though other people are trying to tear it down. Something like that. And again, it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be friends. This could be, a relationship between parent and child. But there is this protective energy that you put on this connection of any type. I don't care what the type is. And that would be reason to keep things quiet. In some cases, in very extreme cases, this is you acting like you don't know where this person is. There's someone possibly looking for whoever is represented in this Two of Cups alongside you. Where is your brother? Where is your cousin? Where is your husband? Where is your sister? Whoever. Tell me where they are. And you're just like, I don't know where they are. You know exactly where they are. Right? But you defend them. You defend their position. You don't let on that you have any intelligence, any knowledge of where this person is. Some of you literally are hiding someone. And that could be, a matter of safety. It could be, your best friend needs a place to hide, and their ex-husband or their ex-wife or whoever, some nut-ass person is just like, have you seen Roberta? And you're like, nope, I don't know where Roberta is. I'm sorry. Roberta's sitting down in your basement chilling. Well, let me in. I want to talk to her. Roberta's not here. Get out of here. She doesn't even live here. I haven't seen her. You're lying through your teeth. Roberta is right down in your basement. But because of this, again, safety, protecting this connection. That's very interesting. And the Scorpio would do that, I gotta say. Again, with the Scorpios that I've known, they would do stuff like that. So however that plays for you, this connection, whatever type it is, whoever it is super important to you, and you're trying to preserve it. You're trying to protect it. You might be siphoning money off so that you can give to your friend who is escaping an abusive relationship, or is escaping some type of, just awful home life. Who knows what you're doing? Whatever you're doing, you've planned it for a long time, and I feel like it's finally coming to a head. Because again, I feel like some of you are overdue to pull the plug on this thing, or to implement your plan, right? I feel for some of you, it's ready. The situation is ready, you're ready, the other person is ready, everything is ready. It just takes the final few pieces to come and fall into place, okay? Outcome for July. Six of Cups. Well, well, well. Here we go again. This energy, this Six of Cups, not just in this deck. I'm using 3 different decks because I'm doing modalities. I'm doing cardinals, fixed, and mutable signs. And the Six of Cups has been coming up energetically for so many signs. So I will go ahead and tell you immediately, Scorpio. This is one of the cards of soulmates in the tarot decks, in traditional tarot speakings, right? Now, here's the caveat with that. Soulmates are not easy connections. Soulmates are not easy energies to deal with. It's not cookie cutter. It's not sugar cookies with frosting on top and, a fudge sundae on the side. No. If you are dealing with soulmate energy, if you believe in that stuff, if you don't believe in that stuff, whatever your relationship to that word or that concept is, take it with a grain of salt. Understand that you may have a soulmate connection with someone and it be very painful. You might have a soulmate connection with someone and it's pretty, a little bit of A, a little bit of B. Or you might have a soulmate connection with someone that is absolutely out of this world with minimal conflict. Whichever degree that you're working with, it does not take away from the impact, and it is not limited to romantic entanglement. So again, your soulmate could be your good friend Roberta, who's crashing down in your basement, hiding out from her psycho ex. That could be your soulmate relationship. Just a good friend to dear old Roberta, right? If that's the case, I'm sensing an acknowledgement of that. You and Roberta having a heart-to-heart, sister to sister, or you could be a male Scorpio hiding Roberta out. Get off my lawn, man. Roberta don't live here. Okay, whatever. Why would I let her live here? We're in the middle of a pandemic. You crazy? Anyway, whatever the dynamic is between you and this other person, I feel that there is a necessary acknowledgement between the two of you. You don't have to use that word if you or them don't believe in it. I'm just saying. But the appreciation of your connection is what is necessary. Looking at the person and saying, hey, I appreciate what you've done here. Or, hey, I'm so happy we know each other. I'm happy that we connected in this way. I'm happy that, you might say to them, I'm happy that I could, stow away this money and, give you enough money to flee the country. Whatever dramatic shit you're involved in, Scorpio. The point is, the Six of Cups is coming out and saying, between you and this other person, there is a significant connection. Maybe it's a soulmate situation. And no matter what you or the other person believes, it should be acknowledged between the two of you. So I'm sensing heart-to-heart conversations. I'm sensing a heartfelt message. I'm sensing you or them or both of you wanting to express gratitude, and really just it's like soft and tender-hearted, which again, I keep talking about your archetype here. So some of you are like just learning about what it means to be a Scorpio. You're learning about your own astrological makeup. You might be learning about your birth chart, whatever. But another side of Scorpio is it's a water sign, right? So there is this innate vulnerability, or there's this innate tenderness to all the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, all of you. You have this innate sensitivity towards you, this emotional side. For you, Scorpio, you put it deep, 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 deep to the bottoms of the ocean. I'd say Cancer is more like the depth of a lake. They can be deep, but it's not as deep as the ocean. And I feel that a Pisces is kind of like between a lake and a river and a sea. Seas are not as deep as lakes. Pisces is pretty expressive. Pisces is pretty easy to read. They wear their hearts on their sleeve. Cancer can be the same way. But out of the 3, Scorpio, your depths go so much further than the other 2, if I'm honest, okay? And because of that, to get to these points of honesty or get to these points of deep emotional bond and acknowledgement of such a bond is a big ask. It's a big task. It's a big act. It's a big thing for you to do this if you were to do it. Yep. And they're like, yep, that's it. Your overall energy is the 8 of Swords. So this has been this whole thing has been to you, just like, geez, what am I doing? Scorpios, you're like the sign, or well, you and a couple others. I feel Virgo can be this way too, where you're like, I'm doing this thing. Why am I doing this thing? And you're like dedicated to this thing that you absolutely are just like begrudging the entire time. You're like, Why? And it's like, because you chose to. Did you not? Why am I in the middle of this? You told Roberta to come to your house and sleep in your basement and you'd keep her safe. But why? Because you said so. Because that's what you wanted to do. Like, who are you moaning at? Who are you about? Yourself. Your own decisions. So that's kind of what this is. Eight of Swords usually talks about a mental prison that we keep ourselves in, mental discomfort we keep ourselves in, and we can kind of keep ourselves limited in the situation. That's the traditional understanding. This deck shows a slightly different picture. This picture is seeing these swords being taken up and sort of thrusting towards this stormy sky, which holds in it the impression of a skull. So I feel this is a little more expressive than the Eight of Swords normally is. Eight of Swords is usually, constriction. You're not really communicating, and what you're communicating is not even, yeah, it's not even about communication, really. I take that back. The traditional Eight of Swords is showing someone surrounded by swords. They're tied up and they're blindfolded, and we don't see that impression at all in this card. So I think you have been more than, it's not a direct statement of what you're doing, but you've hinted at what you've been doing, or you have divulged it to a particular person. So if you're under an NDA, there's only one person that you're sort of telling a little bit about this story. Okay? Because these swords are going out towards the stormy sky. It's like confronting it. It's acknowledging it, or meeting the stormy sky, meeting the trouble. So as much as we've talked about secret keeping, we've talked about Scorpio being, a strategic player, there has been one person, if not a person, maybe like a journal or the memoir, if you're writing a book, right? You have been unloading some of this burden somewhere, okay? Scorpio, that is your reading for July. My gosh, what was this? I don't even remember. That's how much of a channel that was. What did I just say? I don't know. Anyway, guys, if you like the reading, please hit the like button down below. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated in your life. I would love to read that. You guys know I love to see how you guys vibe with the stories that I lay out here. So if you want to share, that would be totally cool. Feel free to share the video, let other people know you like watching my stuff. And of course, if you have not subscribed already, feel free to subscribe, friends. Why not? All right, guys, I'll be back soon. Again, on the 11th, I'm doing the live for Cancer. If you want to come and watch your fellow water sign get their questions answered, feel free. I'm also going to be back soon with your mid-July messages and your August messages after that. Scorpio, if you want that personal reading, go ahead and look down in the description box for the instructions. And I thank you so much for watching this video today. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye.